Hello gamers, I am Anales, and this is my review on No Man's Sky. The game is an open world, space simulation, exploration, survival, sci-fi game with RPG elements. Developed by a very small studio called Hello Games. With all the flack they have received, they pulled off some pretty amazing feats with the game despite their size. Containing over 18.4 quintillion planets in a galaxy to explore. At this point, I have over 70 hours in the game and have every upgrade to my ship, inventory, and tools. I'm a pretty firm believer that someone reviewing content should have experienced it thoroughly. I'm also a fan of letting people come up with their own conclusions. Pushing harsh opinions on others is my least favorite part of most critiques. The game starts with a white screen dipping into whichever planet you start on. In front of your character is a crashed spaceship and various boxes of loot. It's apparent that you have crashed in this unknown place. There's no backstory supplied, but soon you'll find out this is not home and probably nowhere near it. Who are we? Why are we here? Couple of questions that we may never have the answers to. Okay, this is where you make your first decision. Do you want help from Atlas on your journey, or do you want to freeform explore? Atlas will pretty much guide you in a tutorial. You must explore the planet and repair your ship and equipment. I really enjoyed my first couple of hours in this game. Gave a real sense of mystery and survival. Scanning every few seconds revealed new waypoints, items of interest, and resources. I also encountered various animal species, plants, and minerals that I could scan with my multi-tool. You can then rename and upload them to the server. This process can be done with solar systems and planets as well. Whenever another player encounters these things, they will see that you discovered them and what you named them. This brings us to the most exciting part of the first few hours in No Man's Sky. Intelligent life forms. Aliens! I remember scanning and finding my first outpost in the anticipation of encountering my first space bro. I opened the door and the screen turned into a letterbox. In front of me was what looked like some kind of a cyborg. He was a member of the Korvax race and was quite an epic moment for me. I haven't learned much of his language yet, so I couldn't really understand him. He provided a question, and if I answered correctly, I would receive a reward. It becomes fairly obvious to the player that you will need to explore and upgrade your inventory, ship, and multi-tool very early on. You can also learn alien languages, which will also tell stories about the various races and history of this galaxy. That's one awesome thing I didn't really expect. The developers provide some pretty hard-hitting feels and deep philosophies. Reminded me a lot of the movie 2001: A Space Odyssey. It's clear to me that the developers of the game are into philosophy, and I really enjoy this aspect of the game. No Man's Sky is at its base a pure sandbox game. What one person enjoys will differ from the next. Some will enjoy exploring planets and seeing the different environments, weather conditions, flora and fauna, from oceanic planets to lifeless moons to extremely toxic planets with constant acidic rain. Others will enjoy stacking credits and pirating every ship they encounter. What I'm kind of getting here is that No Man's Sky is actually a very niche game, and also very chill and relaxing. Even though I have personally upgraded everything to the max, I find myself traveling to the center of the galaxy and stopping to see the sights. With that, I will tell you that some people will absolutely not enjoy the game unless they have acquired the sandbox taste. Like a fine brew, it can have quite a bitter taste on the palate of a closed mind. Some might not like this type of game ever. We all like different things, and that's a good thing. Took me around 30 to 40 hours to fully upgrade my equipment and ship. I kind of rushed it. So I suggest taking your time and not going straight for upgrades, because this can lead into a monotonous grind of sorts. A lot of people won't enjoy that, so I think you should throw in a little bit of this and a little bit of that instead of grinding one thing at a time. Unless you enjoy that kind of thing. There are multiple paths that the game lays out for you. There is the Atlas path, which is No Man's Sky version of a story mode. This will give you information on the secrets of the universe. I'm not going to go into that too much because of spoilers. Another option is to go to the center of the galaxy or find black holes. Black holes will send you closer to the center. Although I did thoroughly enjoy No Man's Sky, and I still kind of do, here are some things about the game that really let me down. After I upgraded everything, I thought the real game was about to begin, but I was sadly mistaken. The thing I looked forward to the most was flying around, laying waste to any ships I saw, pirating and destroying Corvette-class ships, and taking all their sweet, sweet loots. Well, this isn't really the case. The space combat is extremely shallow. When I started the game, I got into a fight with some sentinels, which led to 5 waves of enemy ship attacks on me, kind of like GTA. The final attack being a sentinel warship. Well, that was no different from when I finished my upgrades. There's literally 5 waves of sentinels, and that is the entirety of space combat. You can also help ships that are being attacked by pirates and aid in a space battle, but it's pretty much the same thing. The ground combat is pretty much equally as shallow. That's my biggest gripe with the game currently. Once you upgrade everything, there isn't much to do with the upgrades that you have. You can stack credits, explore, and head to the center of the galaxy. That's it. And this is really disappointing to me. The game feels like it's missing quite a bit of content, and I really hope that Hello Games is working on adding a lot to the game as soon as possible, or they may be in a bit of trouble. The game can also be a repetitive grind fest depending on how you play it. It's a truly sad day when you love a game and the end game content is basically non-existent. Alright, so first thing I'm going to go over in reviewing the game is the graphics and style category. As an artist myself, I can really appreciate the beauty of this game. The art design is spectacular and the color scheme gels really well. While not being the most cutting edge of graphical power, it looks amazing. Everything is quite cohesive when it comes to looks. I remember flying off my first planet into space, and it was quite awesome. It still is, for the most part, always wondering what you'll see when you break that planet's atmosphere. The user interface is intuitive and easy to use, although it could use some work. I give the graphics and style of No Man's Sky a 4 out of 5, only because it doesn't have the absolute best technical graphics the world can offer right now. Moving on to audio. My opinion on this game's audio is pretty much the same as my opinion on the graphics. The music and the sound effects are awesome, and it fits in really well with all of the other elements in the game. The game uses generative sound to impact the feeling of different situations you're in. The band who made the soundtrack for No Man's Sky is called 65 Days of Static, and I'm really glad the game introduced me to their music because it's pretty epic. I gave No Man's Sky audio a 4.5 out of 5. It's pretty great. The next category in my rating system is price point. Now, here we come to a very controversial topic among games. I'm frequently asked, is this game worth it? On my Twitch streams, we're in a very interesting time for price points. I'm actually working on a video purely revolved around this. Some games offer thousands of hours of gameplay to people with a price point of being virtually free. For me, price point to fun factor is a huge variable that decides the fate of a game's success. I currently have 70 hours in this game and have exhausted much of the content. The game costs $60 currently, whereas Starbound cost me about $15, and I have over 150 hours over the span of 3 to 4 years. Although I would say No Man's Sky offers a more immersive and beautiful experience, I would say that currently the price point is a tad expensive, and of course it depends on the purchaser. I give No Man's Sky a 2.5 out of 5 on price point simply because much cheaper games can provide many more hours of entertainment. Replayability. This is a tough point to judge on this game, mainly because No Man's Sky technically never ends. Once you reach the center of the galaxy, you're just placed into another one. This is seemingly infinite as of now, so you could continue exploring, blowing things up, and making credits pretty much forever. But there doesn't seem to be much point in it as of now. I personally don't have much motivation to continue playing the game right now, although it is a great game if you want to relax and do other things at the same time, like watch streams or shows, movies or videos on another monitor. Therefore, I give No Man's Sky a 3 out of 5 in the replayability category. I really hope this changes in the future, as I feel like this should be the biggest selling point of the game. This brings me to my overall general opinion about No Man's Sky. With the Analyze scoring system, this game gets a 14 out of 20 total possible points. I absolutely enjoyed my time in No Man's Sky, and I hope they get some new content out there ASAP. I am left with a sad feeling of what could be or what content I wish was in the game. At the same time, I seem to come back to explore and head to the center for a very relaxing experience. So that's my comprehensive review on No Man's Sky, and I hope it helps you in some way. Until next time, remember to be excellent and enjoy yourself always. Remember to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel so you can be notified when I release new videos. Leave a comment below with any thoughts about No Man's Sky you might have. I'm interested in your thoughts on the game. Also, feel free to leave feedback so I can improve the channel. I stream on twitch.tv/Analyze almost daily at 5 p.m. EST. I hope to see you there.